Welcome, guys. Today it happened. The final reveal of the shooting range, or should I say, training mode, because this is more than a shooting range. This is actual training. Um, I did make a video about this yesterday, coming with my predictions, and a lot of those, if not all of those, were correct and more. Just gonna say real quick, I am in a hotel room in Cologne, Germany, and I'm making this on a laptop with this microphone, not my regular setup, so that's why it sounds and looks a bit different. But anyway, let's get into it. First of all, let's start with the map itself. This is how it looks like. You see it right down here in the bottom. It's actually an entire map with a road surrounding it going all around, definitely for practicing driving. Also for doing speed runs, testing, maybe doing races even. And a lot of the area on this map isn't yet occupied by any structures or buildings, meaning that they made it to be expanded with new stuff as they go along. So one big thing here that will upset a lot of people is that it's not going to be soloable. You will have to be minimum 5 players, so it's going to be a 5 to 20 player experience to play this map. But before you rage, before you get too disappointed about this, I just want to say that this could very well just mean that we're going to have a separate queue, like you can actually queue up for this map, and then it will start with a minimum of 5 players and a maximum of 20. So before we know that, let's take a chill, because it wouldn't really make sense for them to make this and then require at least 5 people to agree to play it at the same time, rather than just making a queue for it. Okay, so yesterday we only saw a 400 meter shooting range, but here is another one. This is the 800 meter shooting range. You will have a combination of moving targets on the railings, you see them right here as I'm pointing at right here, and you will also have smaller targets to shoot at on the different distances. The map itself is a quarter of the size of Sanok, so it's not big, but it's not actually small either. If you think about it, this is only for practice, so this is actually quite a big map. There will be so many different features. Let's actually go down to this real quick. There's gonna be the 800 meter shooting range, the 400 meter range, a special 1 kilometer range target, which is the maximum possible distance to kill a target in PUBG. And then you have free targets, meaning standing targets all around, moving targets left and right, and you have targets inside buildings for stationary, which is going to be stationary and moving. You also have a parachuting practice area, a throwables range, melee range, parkour area, meaning that you're going to practice your vaulting and jumping. You're going to have a close quarter course, probably the one we looked at yesterday. You're going to have indoor close quarter range, plus vehicle tracks for long range, racing track, off-road, and some stunt ramps, one of which we already saw yesterday. For water vehicles, you're also going to have some jumps out in the water. They will bring back the good old tables of equipment that we had on the Wrangle back in the days, so you will be able to find melee weapons, guns, attachments, gear, ammo, and throwables, so you can fully customize your weapons, test whatever you want to test. Let's quickly jump into some of these pictures, like this one. This is obviously the off-range track. It's one of the many tracks you can find on the map. You will be able to practice your off-road driving abilities on this course. And given that you're always going to have a minimum of 5 players here, how about we get some races going? You know, this could be a good way to start some races in PUBG and actually have fun with that as well. The next one is the jumping school. Here you're going to be doing parachuting training. There is this marker that will probably mark where you're going to land. And I hope that there's going to be a timer, so you can actually drop out of the plane and see who's going to be there the quickest. Because that way you can also practice wave jumping, a skill that is extremely good to master for those hot drops. So I really hope we're going to see that. I'm not sure. It would be something that they could add in the future. If it's not added here, definitely. Yeah. In the back, I think we have something for vaulting practice, but let's get into that because there is a better picture on that later. Let me just go straight to that one here. So this looks definitely like some kind of vaulting practice, movement practice. Not only can you vault up these, but you can, this is jumping height, these concrete things here. So you can jump up on these and probably test if you're gonna be up there quicker with vaulting or with jumping. Another preview here is some of the tracks. First, obviously in the picture we have a loop for vehicles. This doesn't even only have to be the bike. I think you could do this with almost all vehicles. Not sure with the van, but I mean, I'm gonna try it. And then look at the road. This is part of the racing map, and you have this sweet curvature. This is gonna be for high-speed racing, and I think the Murado is gonna be really good for this racing track. And then we have this picture, and I'm actually gonna open this separately. And the reason we have to look at it like this is because we need to be able to zoom in to see some of these details, because there's a lot of stuff happening in this picture. First of all, we have grenade throwing practice. We have a place right here, and we have something that looks very similar over here. I do believe this is a grenade on the sign. We actually got a better view on these in another picture. This one right here. You can see those in closer detail. This is definitely for precision throwing of grenades. Back to this picture, because there's also a speedrunning arena. But I'm not quite sure what this is all about, if it's just simply running around. It doesn't really obviously show in the picture, but I don't know. Over here we have some different places, and the signs are turned to our back, so I can't actually see what we're supposed to do here. Definitely looks interesting. There's a lot of different variations of places. I think this might be an indoor shooting range we have right here. In the other side, we're starting with the 800 meter shooting range. We can't see the full range, but this is the 800 meter one, because down here, the one we saw in the other picture, this is the 400 meter shooting range. Again, we have moving targets on the range. Let me see if we can find one. Yes, these, you see the rail in the ground. That is where this target is going to move left and right continuously. You also have these other targets that you can shoot at. That will, as suggested by a lot of you, probably turn to green when shot. This is marked by an AK on the sign. Then we have a pistol shooting range, and it looks pretty similar to this one over here, meaning it doesn't have to be pistols here. It could be, but it doesn't have to be. But this is definitely some kind of shooting range as well. This is again the grenade throwing range, and here we have the target for the parachuting. That's also going to be quite fun to experiment with. And this was the vaulting, the melee, and yeah, there's just a bunch of different stuff here. So one other thing to notice is that the jumps are scattered all around the place. One of them is right here. You gotta jump pretty high on this one, and you can catch up a lot of speed. We had another one down here. Then I think I saw another one over here. So these are scattered around the place. So in the optimal scenario, you will have people practicing their weapons, people jumping on bikes, jumping in boats, shooting different weapons, landing in a parachute, racing around in cars on the same map. Everyone just enjoying practicing the game. I don't think you're going to be able to kill each other here, because that would be a mess. Finally, one thing I skipped is right in the center. This is definitely also some kind of movement practice course where you're going to be able to jump over these concrete structures to get the best time, or to get through this the quickest when racing against a friend. In the background, we can see the jump from before, and this is a pretty nasty jump. There's also a bunch of other buildings over here, and yeah, there's just so much on this map. Another thing they're gonna do is to have a peeking target practice mode, where you're gonna be fighting a fictional target, of course, that's gonna be peeking out from a tree or something like that. And then you gotta take the fight in a peak battle. That's gonna be really cool, because that is definitely something that will help you going forward into your own games on live servers. So yeah, I'm super excited about this. It is coming to September in about a month. It's gonna be starting like what we see here probably, and then you're just gonna add features to it as they go along based on the feedback we get. So my biggest concern is, are you gonna be able to play this at ease? Are you gonna be able to join quickly without having to gather up with a bunch of people and agreeing on playing here? I hope so. It needs to be like that. Otherwise, I'm not going to be happy. But anyway, guys, that's all for this video. I hope you liked it. I hope it was okay again with this audio. And if you liked the video, don't forget to subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys next time.